us will stand on it. And that's to protect the Crow people. That's what we try to protect. Not just one, all of you. And right now, I appreciate the efforts that we're doing. You know, it's tedious, it's very challenging, it's threatening. And then they use a group. The group, to me, there is no group. You and I have solid, and I treat them individually the same. Right now, that's how we're going to approach it. We don't know, well, no, it's over because it's already said that they broke something. And then with that, in that personnel, when I first came in, I only had 2 job descriptions. One of them is policy. That's it. The other one is finance. So what I need to do is go through mind you, Ahogan policies. There's a lot of them. We've got to put it together, add, delete, whatever, and then submit it to you guys or to the executive so that they will approve it. With the help of probably a CEO and an attorney. The code book then will be pretty solid. That's the number one thing. Any board members, legislators, that's the number one thing. That's what drives our business. Hey, if we make it solid, what you just talk about, challenges, and Tom Tall, he got away with it, and he wants to do it again. Why don't you guys hurry up so we can, I'll take this to Billings and submit it. You know the reason why he wants to submit it? To get money. From who? The people that were let go. Some don't even have the money. That's his intentions with it. And that's what we're trying to eliminate him too.
Okay, thank you, Ken.
Yep.
Could go ahead.
Any more questions? If not, then Happy New Year's. Use the show mine.
Luke, how many more do you have? I wonder if we should take a lunch break and then come back, or do you think we should just finish?
Next will be Bernie Reelberg, Cabinet Head of Education.
Okay. We'll go ahead and wrap up these 2, then we can take lunch.
Senators and staff members from the tribe in Upsaloga Department of Education Cabinet Head Big. Him Baulish Bali Dr. Don Balago Niwakaga and Hage now Ed Department. The Upsaloga Department of Ed is in operation through grant monies. Grants Negagway Office Bausch. Grant monies from Bureau of Indian Education, Bureau of Indian Affairs, State of Montana, Cloud Peak, and 107 Settlement. Individuals wishing to acquire funding have to apply and complete the application process. Application process in the Education Department. Completed applications are handed into the Office of Education where the application process begins. We are not a bank or a loan office. Monies are not sitting there to pay bills or past debts of students. Students have to apply to receive grant money. Hilake Chihabaja Balaji Larut Kagon official stick Kagon official Grish Chiwak Ballet in a here Spivish Dikwala Hachi. He passed debts Kriu. He Kagon all of official second office ball Kusustu a Makusu lady because in our application Kurish deal late Tagalagon itakawale bagoy kiyadachi village ko ig office ball bala hamisach. We're running on a 8-second page halagulik. Bala add up total amount of money in under education as $1,737,762.70. And it's added up from 8 Johnson O'Malley funding amount at $125,000. Job placement and training $264,000. Scholarships $382,534. Tribal education grant $348,228.74. At Salaga preschool language immersion $293,000. Montana Indian language preservation pilot Hilawalu Tukina $250,000. 8 Cloud Peak $75,000. Hinalagulik from Montana language all the way up to Johnson O'Malley is in general fund, or that pot. 8 Marlin, a big shab black hole, he does, a woolu. Hey, Kagon Hilaga, students ball, the second semester go start, Krug. Hey, we have a list of students that need money. We need to send them to the colleges. Hey, Hilaga, na computer glitch, did you notice that? Inabala problem could age it could go call computer go alia hachi could him kagon ilaga we need to start sending money to these colleges and but they hold could yet these are federal monies and I don't understand it. Showcase the balachtek and then Hina Montana pilot project. If you see it, report ball Woolagate on the backs of this this handout. And in there, 62,500 November 8th, Kadesh Kona Usahyo. And today, 8 talking circles, we need money for the caterer, money for the storyteller. And it's tonight in Wyola at 5:30. Our programs are hurting because of all these holds, and that's what I don't understand either. And then another thing, in a language immersion, last year 1, we're on year 2 right now, and that's 293,000 language immersion. Really cool. Last year, Ganesha was 300 Sawaj, 302,000 Kanajik last year. Him Kagombu Wali, the Kukama Wali, the Bike Amawale Chedo Hollywood Language Summit, Kanaji Parents College language classes, Duchuchi, Iush do it. Bike Dio, Gaduagagon at the end, 30,000 carryover, gonna 8 Kathleen, 0 out here, Kodahim Kagon Kome Chilinit. Haksage, technical assistant from that Ana Balavikwa, Balim, whom all of a sudden 30,000 Keshkachi appear. And then in it took a white man to come and bring that money back to appear again. And then Kagon Hilaga Dahimalaga Kachiga carryover Ganesh Yidiwa minute Kachigan. It's not there anymore. And then our students are still waiting. Our programs can't go, and we're on a time crunch. Language preservation by September 15th, that's in the report too. We have to turn in tangibles at the Montana Historical Museum. And Helene Maliawaidua, if we can't run it smoothly, we can't get our tangibles to Montana Historical either, and Yikarache Gosh. But our reports are all in here. Any questions?
For Ms. Bird?
secretary, members of the body, guests, I hope my friends are early coming over here and education. 이거 뭐 그니까 시즌 시대 미국 시대 같이 education it is I mean it's always on the back burner it's always put aside and then would it help to have your own account those you as a department be responsible could you move forward with those and make those like tangibles like
in a Cloud Peak, 75,000 for big cool in July. Gedeish wach meeting you him ik tribe kushteo gamiru kik him kalagon beide kalagon application sale ko dio bali wa ba ik tribe o sausu him ina Cloud Peak ko dio na bali shui bagon week he students in his balakulu tahu by Dick tribe o sau Marlon alaga wa ba bawo magona showed up Marlon he really shot I know that's kind of silly hit dawa that federal money so do kora and shoulder but I'm in a fog beef in a fog could it in anybody shoulder bit by it hobby checks really kusu when they did drop 62,500 in there for language preservation pilot state of Montana going to quote that state of Montana and Indian Relations Committee Gedeshkon they gave us that money and now in Lake Novabel, we need that check of 500, and then we need that storyteller wall 300 Kuriush doyle. We need that check too. So if we can't get it, we can't do it in Wyola, and we have to extend it another time. And come lay behind, because we're already like a month behind on that project.
Thank you, Bertie. Any more questions? I think, you know, Marlon, you know that we pay these CPAs a lot of money, and I believe it's time for them to develop a system. If not, maybe we could put our heads together and develop that system where we can sort those monies. I mean, you know, well, I charge you, but they make us dependent upon them instead. What's up, said. In turn, I think we need to start like with what CJ was talking about, Pat's always talked about, we need to separate those funds. You know, cash flow and all, we need to put that cash flow in there so where we can each support itself. But anyway, go ahead, Luke.
Next is Eldon Onfrey, Senior Accountant Head Public Works.
Thank you, Luke. Good afternoon, Senators, newly elected ones. Glad to see you here. I was told 5 minutes, that we have 5 minutes to give a report on, so my report, I gave you highlights, the ones that I had prepared for you. I didn't expect to have everything all detailed in it. But this first quarter hasn't been hectic. Everything has been kind of running smooth, except for the transit department. When we first had that cold spell, we had trouble trying to start our buses, and that was due to we didn't have no outlets to plug in our main buses. Our buses are diesel, so we're hoping to get our new transit facility built soon so that we wouldn't have this problem. And speaking of the transit building, it's in its first stages. We're still putting together the RFQ. We selected a site and we still have to have that lease canceled so we can, take over that piece of land. As soon as all that is done, we can send out the RFQ, and after the RFQ, we can advertise for, bidding on that facility. At the beginning of, this first quarter, we had that national shutdown, and that affected us as well, because the tribe couldn't jog on any portion of their funding. The funding for transit is a match funding, so the FTA grant that we get from federal highways is, I think it's, 80-20. Tribe is, their match is 20%. And we also get funding from state, and it's all coming from the same source, but it's kind of divided up to the state, the extra funding. And we normally, receive about 75,000 from state, and that's a match. And the tribe's match is 30%, and the state is 70. So anything that affects the tribe general fund also affects this program, because it's a match funding program. I've tried looking into ways of, kind of trying to get away from that, but, it's already set in stone. It's part of the law, transportation law. So there's no way of getting by that match funding. But, anyway, moving on here, we just got word here, about a month ago that there was a bus that was available. It's fairly new. It's only got about 190 miles on it. It's only a year old. It's a 23 passenger. And our portion of, payment on that one was like $9,600. The state will turn that over to us. We're still waiting on it right now. And that will be put on the prior to Crow route, because they have really increased in riderships there. And I've heard at times that Ava just didn't have the heart to turn anybody away, so she'd have them sit on the floor, so. And, yeah, but that's kinda against the law, because you have to sit in the seat with seat belts. But, we're hoping to receive that soon, so we can get that going. Back in June 13, we applied for capital assistance. And this assistance fund is for camera tracking security that can be installed in the buses. It records all the activity that goes on in the bus, people, coming on, getting off, sitting there. That's just to kind of protect our not only our riders, but our driver as well. Also, they have a kind of a GIS system that will be installed in there too, so that we can keep track on where the bus is at. And that's, supposed to be happening here real soon. It's going into 5 buses that we have, plus a new one that's coming in. And come, May, I could order another bus through the FTA funding. And we're thinking about, ordering another 23-seater for the, Crow to Billings route. That won't happen until about around May, when we redo the budget, and then we also put in our extra orders for, capital, assistance funding. Other than that, everything's running pretty good at the transit system. We don't really have too many problems, but the funding for this program here is basically almost the same thing as the roads program. Roads program, they're fighting with funding and everything, but, all in all, it still kind of works out for the tribe. I realize that tribal members have utilized this transit system quite a bit now, and once they know that, we do have this demand response where it's almost like a personal, pickup, but as long as they're going to to an appointment, or even going to the store, cause it's open to the public. And it's to help the people out here on the reservation. Moving on to, the water treatment department. The staff there have been responding to water breaks right in the middle of the cold spell. And I'd like to commend them, because, I've worked out in cold weather and how much you kind of suffer a little bit at times, but just to get the job done. And they're out there all the time to provide that service. And that's one thing that I've always stressed to each of these programs that I oversee is the transit, water treatment, and roads. And I tell them that you are public servants. The program will not belong to you, it belongs to the tribe. And whoever the tribe is, that's the tribal members. And you provide that assistance as much as you can within your limits. So these boys here, they they're dedicated to their jobs. They've done a few maintenance work on the water plant here in Pearl. Did a few changes there just to make things run better. They've also applied for 5 grants. Well, 4 of them are already in process of construction, and one is they're still applying for it. The first grant is a kind of a chlorine change-out room. That's 65%. And this regional SCADA monitoring system, that's basically, it's a system that they can install on all the tanks within the 3 communities and still monitor it from Crow here. And that's 50% done. And this other one is a UV disinfection system. That's on a wastewater that goes out to the lagoon that kind of disinfects that brown trout that floats around there. That's about 65% done. And they've also started a new sewer lagoon in Pryor. And that's almost done. That's about 65%. And the 5th grant is it's to apply for 2 backup power source for the pump houses. They're trying to get 2 generators to install into the pump houses at Pryor and Wyola. These is for the well pump houses, and that's what they've been doing, is trying to get that installed so that power goes out, at least the people will have water. But including that, the staff was they are understaffed because of the work that kind of spread out throughout the reservation, but they still managed to kind of keep up with the workload. Moving on to roads. When I just received a report here about a couple days ago, but it wasn't what I needed, but I just reported on what they gave me. They had attended some meetings and conferences concerning the roads program, travel roads program. Next is Route 1. They can't close that out until everything is done with it, all the finished work, the cleanup, the trash, everything. They get that all picked up, they'll close that out, and then they can move on to the next project. And speaking of next project, they don't have anything ready for the next one, so right now they're working hard at trying to get all the paperwork in for the upcoming season here, so they can have another road construction going. And road maintenance, they've been pretty busy. They've been plowing quite a bit of snow, especially over in Wyola and Lodgegrass, and as well as Pryor. Pretty much that's all they've been doing, is just kind of maintaining the road, putting up those little reflectors on the posts along the highway. They call them delineators. All those kind of things they've been doing. That's that's, pretty much what I have for you today, and, I apologize if my report's a little too brief, but next time I can do a little better. And if you have any questions, then I'll give it back to Luke.
Floor is open for questions. Thank you, Alvin.
Oh,
Thank you, and that concludes the reports from the cabinet head members that are here. For the record, Calvin Herrera, cabinet head natural resources, is not here. China's Whiteman, cabinet head economic development, is not here. And Carl Little, cabinet head Crow residential housing, is not here. If they've not submitted reports to you, I'll make sure they'll submit reports to you, and they will get a letter from me that this is a mandated reporting that they need to do. Thank you.
On that note, Mr. Dr. Enemy Hunter, you know, I think what I'm going to do is I will forward you a letter directing these cabinet heads to coordinate with the chairmans of these committees that are appropriate to those, like with natural resources, with Conrad. He can meet with him and with things in regards to health and human would be with Pat. We have 6 committee chairs now, and each of those chairs are responsible for those issues. And maybe I'll forward you a letter in regards to the positions of the chairs, and then these cabinet heads can coordinate with, well, some are already coordinated with them in regards to some legislations, but if there's anything that way, they can start working with them also.
Yeah, for your information, I got a hold of the most recent committees and then the committee members, and all the cabinets have those, so they know which appropriate committee and the chairman they need to respond to, so they have that. And then I'll just add that with your letter. Thank you.
Thank you. Luke? Okay. Well, at this time, I apologize for keeping you guys so long without any lunch break, but they were all waiting here, eager, and I figured we could wrap that up before we took a lunch break. So I'll call for motion to recess and for lunch. Motion by Eric, second by Paul Hill. Motion carried. Okay. All in favor, say aye. Yeah, let's recess till tomorrow then. Then tomorrow we'll all meet in Billings. It's on the 20th floor at the Crown Plaza. And those of you that are going to take your own vehicles, get together with Bill for mileage, and the Suburban and the pickup will be available if you guys need to ride. We'll leave here about 9 since it starts at 10, right, CJ?
Yeah, it starts at 10, and we can do a sign-up sheet here, but then again, we'll probably be doing the sign-up sheet at the meeting. And I asked Lorenzo to come in. We're gonna record this update, and then next time we'll get another one. We'll record that one, and then we'll kind of track the progress on this. It's called Big Deal. So lunch will be served 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. I know it's lunch grass and a Hardin game, so we cut it off at 2, so you guys can get back down here and update your blanket.